Hi, it's Aurora with Healthy and Heals. I hope that you were able to watch the video that I posted a few weeks ago where I teamed up with Summer Saldana from the Musings of Moi to talk about some really cool travel products that you probably have never heard of, but you're going to want to check out for your next trip. It'll make it so much more fun and so much easier. Part two, that is, all the links are actually here on the blog in case you missed it, but part two was about health tips, how to stay healthy while traveling. What do you do 2 weeks before you go on a trip to boost your immune system so you don't get sick while you're traveling? What can you take while you're traveling? So we highlighted all that. And during that video, at the very end, I talked about one of my favorite Ayurvedic herbs. And I only gave one benefit of this Ayurvedic herb, but I received so many messages from people asking me to talk a little more about it, to give more information about this herb. And so that's what I wanted to do today, was introduce you to my favorite Ayurvedic herb. But before I do, let's just state the obvious. When I watch a video, I'm always kind of like checking out, like, ooh, what's that picture on their wall? And that couch is cute, and kind of looking around. So let's just state the obvious, that that is missing a candle. And it's very annoying and frustrating, but this morning, someone in my house, a little person, threw something, knocked over the candle broke, and bye-bye candle. So that's what happens when you have 4 kids, and it's a little madness here. You know, I'm surprised we even have stuff to sit on in this house, seriously. So now that we got that out of the way, let's talk about Ayurveda first of all, because I don't want to tell you about an Ayurvedic herb if you don't even know what Ayurveda is. So Ayurveda is the oldest study of medicine from the East, Eastern medicine from India. So when I got first diagnosed with multiple sclerosis, it was very serious. I had been blind in my eye, completely lost vision suddenly, and then I had 10 lesions all over my brain. And what was most concerning to them was the lesions that were on the back of my, by my brainstem. They said that because of that, I would be in a wheelchair more than likely within the next 5 years. So I was pretty devastated. All our kids were under 7 years old. I was young. It was only 5 years ago. And so it was really devastating. So I chose to take a very alternative route, which was a little controversial at the time in my family and with my doctors and that sort of a thing. But I decided to not go on MS medication. I've never been on traditional MS drugs, and take an alternative route. And so I started seeing holistic doctors and going to alternative centers and that sort of thing. And what I learned a lot about was just diet and how reducing inflammation in my body could help me not get symptoms to this disease that is multiple sclerosis, because all disease, the root cause of all disease, is inflammation. And with MS, every symptom we have with MS is inflammation. So when I went blind, it was inflammation of the optic nerve. So I learned about that. I learned about what supplements my body was deficient in, what vitamins I needed to take, and that sort of thing. And that all really helped me, and it was great. And it kept me healthy, and I still incorporate a lot of that in my life. Now, at the same time, I'm seeing all these neurologists here locally in San Diego, and they're not very supportive of what I'm doing. They want me on medication. One of them said I was being very irresponsible by not going on medication, that if I wanted to take care of my kids in the future, I needed to get on medication right away. And so they just weren't supportive of what I was doing. So I came home one day after just being kind of frustrated with the doctors that I was seeing, and I told my husband, I wish there was a doctor that was still a good neurologist and knows about MS and knows about the brain and is studied neurology, but that doesn't think I'm crazy, that supports me and encourages me in what I'm doing, maybe even adds to what I'm doing. And I just need someone like that, because these neurologists aren't working for me. Well, sometimes you say these intentional prayers and they're answered, and sometimes you just kind of speak something out and God hears it, and bam, it was done. In 2 months, I had found out about Dr. Clarit Chaudhry from the Scripps Integrative Center here in La Jolla, California. And so if you're not familiar with what integrative means, it basically means that they look at you like what you are. You're a whole person. You're not compartmentalized. If, you know, something's going on in your gut, it could affect something in your brain. It could affect something in how you're feeling with your energy. If everything is integrated, we're all connected. And so that's the approach that Ayurveda takes, is looking at you as a whole person. So the example I like to give people is, if you've had migraines your whole life and they've just totally are taking over your life and affecting your life, and you go to a doctor and the doctor says, okay, how long have you had the migraines? And you say, you know, many years. They say, okay, well, try this traditional medication for migraines. Where an alternative doctor, integrative doctor, you'll say, I have migraines, and they'll say, okay, tell me about your lifestyle. You know, how are you handling stress? What kind of stress do you have, and how do you handle that? How are you eating? What is your activity level like? And they really get to know you so that they can find out what is the root cause of all this and how can we solve it. And that's really the difference between integrative and traditional medicine. And so that's what Ayurveda does. And so Dr. Clarice Chaudhry is just amazing and has really educated me on Ayurveda. I've incorporated it into my life, and it's really brought my health to another level. I've been educated on different herbs and how they can help me with different things that come up, whether it's MS related or not. And so if the name Dr. Clarice Chaudhry sounds familiar, it's probably because you were watching Dr. Oz today. She was on an episode of Dr. Oz talking about juice cleanses. And so I actually I filmed the segment that she was in, and I uploaded it to my blog, so you can see it below. And check it out. There's some really great information. It kind of cut off at the end, but I wrote to you exactly what she said. It was just a couple of sentences that we kind of missed there when my camera cut off. So make sure you check it out. So anyway, Dr. Clarice Chaudhry has really taught me a lot about Ayurveda, and I'm so thankful for it. But besides teaching me these things, she also gave me a great gift, which is really what has changed my life and a lot of people's life, whether it's, you know, a behavior that you're in that's very harmful to you in some way or another, or perhaps, you know, just a health change, something you want to change in your life. Everything starts here with your mindset. And she definitely shifted my mindset to look at my diagnosis in a totally different way. So if you've ever been diagnosed with anything, you know what I'm talking about. You're diagnosed and it's like, bam, MS or cancer or fibromyalgia or whatever it is, and you kind of just carry it here and you think about it all the time. You go to sleep thinking about it, you wake up thinking about it, you just kind of move through life thinking about this diagnosis that you have. Well, she said to me after I was just kind of freaked out with my diagnosis, and I would have lesions be there and then lesions leave. 10 lesions disappeared in a year, and then one came back because I slacked off. And so I would just keep saying to her, so now that I have no lesions, do I have MS? Do I still have MS? And now that this one came back, does that mean I have MS again? And how serious is my MS? And it was just this crazy anxiety about my diagnosis. Well, she sat me down at an appointment and in a very calm way said to me, I don't want you looking at your health anymore as, do I have MS or don't I have MS? I want you to look at it as, am I in balance or am I out of balance? And when I'm in balance, I know that I'm going to be healthy. I'm not going to have symptoms. I'm going to have lots of energy. I can do my triathlons. I can live my life. But if I am out of balance, I am going to have symptoms. It's going to affect my life. I'm going to have fatigue, and I'm not going to feel good. So it's up to me what I want to do. And that really helped me. It kind of was like, okay, it's another way to kind of shift my thinking about this disease and not be so overwhelmed and in anxiety about it. And that's what I've been able to do. And, you know, I'm healthy, symptom-free. I have a MRI coming up in a few weeks here that so far they've all shown that I'm doing really well, and still racing triathlons. And so it's a good thing. So to introduce you to this herb that I talked about in my health post with Summer, the travel post, and I only gave you one benefit of it. But there are so many benefits, and I really, really am excited to introduce you to NEEM. This is NEEM, and I want to make sure that you guys can see it. So NEEM is from the lilac tree, the Indian lilac tree. It's antiviral, antifungal, antibacterial, anti-inflammatory, and antimicrobial. Now that's a lot of antis. I like that. So as you can see, there's a lot of great properties to taking NEEM, this Ayurvedic herb. The hair, it helps you to have really great healthy hair. If you have issues where your hair is falling out, or maybe you have like a scalp issue or is itchy or something like that, this will take care of it. If you have a lot of blemishes or blackheads on your face, or even for aging, NEEM is amazing for this. As far as your body, if you want to do like a detox where you're just constantly in detoxification, this is a great product for that. And it's great for what I mentioned in that post with the travel post. is parasites. When I got back from Argentina, I had eaten so much meat and it was so good. But I don't know what's in that. I don't know how it was cooked. I know nothing. And so sometimes eating foods you're not used to in other countries, you can definitely pick stuff up. But parasites are alive and well here in the USA, in Europe, and so we have to be really careful. We can get it from our pets. We can get it from eating sushi or in a restaurant. Everyone could get parasites, and a lot of us already have it. So it could be something that can be not serious. It can be very serious, or it can just be annoying where you suddenly have like an itch and you don't know where it came from, or some weird rash. That could be parasites. Or if you're just craving sugar like crazy, like you just can't stand it and you're just noticing like you have to have it, parasites, that's what they like. They're getting fed, which is so gross, but we have to be educated on it and know that it's something that can happen to us. So the NEEM looks like this. And it also comes in neem oil. So I'm gonna post all the details. This is just kind of like a quick thing to kind of break down some of the benefits, but I'm gonna post in detail all these benefits, what they do for you, and a link on how you can buy neem and how you can get it at a better price through the link I'm gonna post. So make sure you check that out. Check out the video I did, part 1 and part 2, on traveling healthy and travel products with Summer Saldana from the Musings of Moi. Check out Dr. Clarice Chaudhry on the Dr. Oz show today and see how you can incorporate these juice cleanses. And I also want to welcome all of our new followers because we have a lot of them. So welcome. I'm excited to connect and share with you. I have put all my contact stuff, social media kind of thing on the blog below, my public Facebook page, Twitter, and all that good stuff. And I want you to not be overwhelmed with getting healthy, because if you're going to say to yourself, I'm going to go gluten-free, dairy-free, sugar-free, free, I'm going to take this supplement, do this, do that, you're going to get so overwhelmed that you're not going to want to do any of it. But if you just do one thing a week, little by little, baby steps, before you know it, you're going to have totally change your lifestyle, and it's just going to be a natural thing. It's just going to be the way you live. And that's what happened to me. So I encourage you, choose one thing to do this week that's going to take you to a better place for tomorrow. Thank you, and I look forward to connecting with you soon.